That's going to be a problem. Okay. So this is our first saint. Who is this? Who?
Saint Francis.
Saint Francis. Yes. So being raised Catholic, Saint Francis played a big part in my life because my middle name is Francis, and so if your middle name is Francis, that's your patron saint. So I was always curious about Francis, but I never really knew too much about him. So when I got an opportunity to lead this tour, I got to read up on him a little bit. So I got a little story about his life and got a sense of who he is. But he's one of Paramahansa's favorite saints. See, we talk about saints, and they're kind of like other people. That couldn't be possible for us. But Paramahansa's saying, look, you are a saint. You've got it. Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. Now, what did he mean by that? See, I'm a pathologist, okay? I've virtually looked inside of thousands of people over the years. I've never seen heaven in there, okay? So what was he talking about? He's talking about our consciousness. See, the kingdom of God is within you. It's available. It's like having a Ferrari in the garage and you're driving a Volkswagen. And Paramahansa is making this assertion. He's saying if you learn how to meditate and quiet your mind, you can actually experience the Ferrari. So, here's St. Francis' story. He was born around 1085 in the city of Assisi, so St. Francis of Assisi. And at the time, he was kind of a handsome guy. He lived the good life, so to speak. He would, if there was a People magazine at the time, he'd be on the cover. He was like, his father was a merchant that made clothes, so he was extremely wealthy compared to other people. So he's about 28 years old, wine, women, and song. He had it all, okay? He got bored with his life and joined the army. Thought, well, I'll be an action hero. And as luck would have it, the first battle was with another city-state called Perugia, and didn't turn out too well. They got annihilated. And Francis was on the field, hadn't been killed, and one of the generals said, don't kill that guy. He's dressed well, and we could probably get a ransom for him. So they threw him in jail. And he's in jail for about a year before his dad comes up with the ransom. And while he's in jail, we hear about solitary confinement and how cruel it is. He transformed that. He was forced to be by himself. See, most of us don't spend a lot of time with ourselves. We spend our time with a lot of activities, but we don't spend time with ourselves. Well, he was forced to. And while he was there, he got in touch with who he is as an immortal soul. And when he came out, his dad and everyone else expected him to go back to the good life, put on those clothes again, and he didn't. He detached himself from the material things of life and start sharing about his experience that he got while meditating by himself. So that's St. Francis' story. Someone gave me an analogy once that I think is valuable to hear. Someone told me that there are three great mysteries. The first is air to the birds, the second is water to the fish, and the third is man to himself. Now, if I could have a conversation with a bird and ask the bird, how's the air today? The bird would say, what air? What are you talking about? I just fly around in this stuff. And if I had the same kind of a conversation with a fish, say, how's the water today? What are you talking about? I mean, I don't notice anything, I just swim. A conversation with a human being, how's the conversation that you woke up to in the morning? one that says, today's not going to be a good day. I'm going to be late, and I got this and this and this and this. We don't even notice that conversation. We don't even notice it. It's like air to the birds and water to the fish. Paramahansa is saying this really interesting thing, that you can actually expand that consciousness. That consciousness has an impact on the quality of your life. There was a time back in 1400 when the world was flat. Everyone knew that the world was flat. The listening that you woke up to in the morning was the world's flat, and it circumscribed your actions. So Paramahansa is saying this great thing, that the heaven on earth is available to you. But you actually have to calm yourself to get in touch with it. It's kind of like if I had a glass of water and I had some dirt in it and I shook it up and I tried to look at you. I couldn't see you because there's all this particulate matter in the water. But if I let that thing sit and calm down, I could start to see clearly who you are. I could see life out there. But for the most part, we live in a really murky world, and we're concerned all the time about things, most of which never happen. But that's the way that it is. Okay? So St. Francis got in touch with, he was able to let the particles of life calm, and he couldn't shut up after he got out of jail. He just spent his whole life sharing about the experience he had and transformed the Catholic Church as we know it back then. So that's St. Francis. Next saint.